I see women. It's almost like it could be like a Barbie world because it's pink. It gives that vibe. And I see that they're alone. Like there's no men here, but they're happy and they're meant to find happiness within themselves.
Tell me more. What do they look
It's like it's just a big group of, it's almost as if you're looking at an amusement park from a bird's eye view. Like it's just women that I see, like all women. And they're at this little, it's a gated community. It has pink gates.
like?
They're finding happiness, like union with themselves. They're realizing that they're complete by themselves. Feels like some of them don't want to leave this. When they experience this, some of them just don't have a desire to reconnect with men because they're just so like satisfied or yeah, just satisfied with their peace and their solitude. They love it and they don't want to reconnect. Some of them are interested in exploring something new. It feels like it's a smaller percentage of them that feels like it's a smaller percentage of them that wants to reconnect with men. I'm just observing. I just see from a bird's eye view, from an outside perspective.
So you are there and you see this community of women and they're outside and you get a sense that they are happy with where they are, and then also that there are some women who, can you tell me more about that? They want to connect.
Yeah,
Tell me
it
more.
feels like it's because at this point they've all achieved union within themselves. And once this happens, it feels like there's only 3 out of 10 that are open to connecting with men. The other ones, they just, it's almost as if they're like almost as if they become asexual. Like they just have no, it's not an interest. They don't, there's no hostility. It's just not appetizing. It's not of their interest.
We're going to move to an important where something is happening and there is information there.
I see a man with brown hair. He looks smart. Feels like he's dressed nice, like in a white button down maybe. And
Does and he looks younger or old? 30s, okay.
mid 30s.
Tell me more. What is he doing? Is he holding anything or wearing anything in specific?
It's weird because I see like a city building, like a mirrored city building, but he's like outside of the building, but he's like on the building where he's maybe like I don't know, 15 stories up but it's weird because he's not, it's like he's just stuck in air, kind of. I don't know if he's falling. I don't know. I just see this man. He's a good man. He has glasses. It feels like he falls and it's like he falls and he dies. And I'm getting the like lost a good man.
Why do you get a sense that you lost a good man?
I'm hearing can't find him. Could be, hold on. It's like as if there was only one of him and he's gone. So like they can't find him. It feels kind of like it could be more symbolic for there are no good men.
I see. So you get a sense that that's symbolic that there.
It feels bigger than that though.
Okay, let's tune into that.
It almost feels like he was an advocate for women. Like women really like this man. And he was kind. Feels like he has good intention. He has a good heart.
And what else should we know about this man? Is this symbolic or
Yeah, I'm hearing the fall. It's like the fall of these men.
okay?
Yeah, that it
And
just makes him not interested because like that it feels like he's more of like maybe could be an archetype. That could be him. He could just be like an archetype and they can't find him. So it's like they just turn off interest to they're just not interested in the male species because they just realize what they want is that archetype, but it's not out there. That's how it feels.
and now allow yourself to see from their perspective. Allow yourself to see from the male archetype perspective. What is it that they are feeling?
They're heavy and they're stressed out. Like it kind of feels like they want to rip their hair out because it's just becoming not an option anymore.
Tell me more about that. Why is that?
Because the women have turned away. They don't have any interest in the male species. So the men they don't have a choice. They just deal with women are just opting out. So all of the energy for the women are put on them. And I see the men are they're stressed, they're frustrated, like they're ripping their hair out. It does make them more aggressive. It feels like they are extremely thirsty for women. It feels like more of them have thoughts of sexual assault because they're so deprived. Kind of feels like that might increase a little bit. It kind of feels like rape, like it's gonna increase a little bit. But the thing is that they get caught and it doesn't last long because they get caught immediately. It's like women support women like yeah, women just really support women. They're really on team woman. So it feels like the energy if a woman sees a man raping a woman, like these women will come up and beat him up. Like they don't have any fear. They don't see men as having power anymore.
Okay.
So it feels like the men they're gonna kind of go, they're gonna experience some more shadow. The women are rising, they're gonna experience more shadow because of the rise. The women are just ahead. They're so much further ahead than the men. That's why there's such an imbalance because the women are on, if they're on level 10, the men are on level 5. So they're just not, even energetically, they're not interested in them.
And what is in store? What is to come with these energies shifting? What happens next with this? What is the outcome?
It feels like they're gonna be larger in population than men. I see men falling off. It's not gonna be as many men.
Do they go somewhere, or what happens to the male population?
I'm getting the visual of them just dropping off. So I'm not sure I don't know if that's suicide or if it's health or if I just see their population shrinking and they're thriving because they have this camaraderie with each other. Like women really support women. But I'm curious to see how they evolve.
Let's explore that.
It's the ones who believe in themselves, who believe that they're wanted, that they can be of value. So to make themselves desirable for women. But it feels like that's a smaller amount of them. But yeah, it's like they start to rise and they realize that it's a like if they can get a woman, they are lucky because men don't have the option anymore. It's like they're the rare one who gets a woman, so that makes them lucky. So they realize that they have to be of value, like they don't want to be abandoned. So they have to make themselves of value to that woman.
Very good. Now, see if you can see.
And they start to teach the other men. They start to be like men empowerment coaches.
Very good.
Helping the other men rise. Yeah. So
tell me more about that.
It's like they're teaching the other ones basically like how to get their head on right. Like teaching them how to treat women because these men, they don't know how to treat women because they did nothing before. They didn't have to do anything. Women were just there, like on standby. But now that they have to actually provide value for women, it's a whole different role and they're going to have to take it on. They don't have any knowledge on that role, on how to be a man who provides value to a woman. It's like these men, they don't really know even how to interact with women. They weren't men. They were just boys. They didn't have a true relationship with the feminine. And that's what they're having to be taught. And it's seriously new to them, like how to have a true relationship with the feminine. They had their company before, but not a true relationship.
Very good. And do you get a sense that this is taking place now, or when does this take place?
It's very early now. It's so early now. Like men empowerment coaches, they're tiny amount, like a, I don't know, like a, feels like a 3%, or it's just really small. It's starting though.
Very
The
good.
more that women rise, it's creating this. So this is actually for the best.
And see what information comes through with the birth rates, and how does this affect, if at all, the birth rates in the world?
I see red X's. I see women saying no and running. Like women run from pregnancy. They don't want it. They're like, don't let it catch me.
Tell me more about that.
They don't want to deal with the man. It's men. That's what it is. Because I get the image of a woman pregnant with a child and she's alone, like she's just in the world of women, and she's fine, she's happy. They don't want the family life because they don't want the man. That's what it feels like. It feels more like they'd be trapped to live a life that they don't want to live.
So let's move forward. Let's see what happens through all of this.
It's meant to be declining right now, naturally, because of what Earth is going through a crazy shift. It's going to get really hectic and unstable and chaotic, and it's not ideal for people to start having families right now. So it's actually all part of divine alignment.
Let's explore that more. Let's explore that deeper. Tell
They
me
would
more
be
about
birthing
that.
children in the 3D. So these children would be born with this heavy energy that they would then have to shed, which would slow down the ascension of the planet, because there's this desire for children to be born when it's cleared, when it's more like in the 5D. So these children aren't being born with these dense energies to shed. It feels like as if, not that it would lock them in the 3D, but it would anchor souls in the 3D for a period who aren't meant to experience it. So the decline is divinely necessary right now.
So it's like the women are subconsciously being guided to be more independent in a way, because deeply at the root of it, the ascension is taking place, and so they're not essentially incarnating children with more karma, more like
Uh-huh.
density.
Yes.
So
All this is balancing love. Like love is, it's gonna be kind of like the birth rates, like where it's just not, it's on pause, it's not existent for a period. That's like harmonious relationships. They're not really that existent for a period, but it's kind of like the waiting room. So it's like it's on pause, but once it picks up again, it's going to be true love, true harmony. It's going to be divine unions, because relationships primarily were not that, but they will be once it picks up. So we're in the middle of that transition.
thank you for that. So, what role do we as women face? What role do we take on during this? In which way can we aid the males during this transitionary period? How should we be supporting or reacting or treating them?
Feels like tough love,
Tell me more about the tough love.
because I see like a man on his knees, and I see like a fierce, like sassy woman saying like, stand up, like rise, like basically making him remember his strength,
So,
because they feel disempowered.
and why do they feel disempowered? Is it because there is more women, or why? Tell me more about that. Rejection. So they have a rejection wound.
It's like they're rejected by society. It feels like society favors women. Like women are just winning, and in comparison, they're not. And so not only are they not wanted by women, but they're not wanted in society either.
Let's continue to explore that. What do you see next?
I see a man who feels like a little boy. It's like it's kind of, it's a man, but I'm seeing him as like a lost little boy who's just really overwhelmed, and he's kind of ripping his hair out. Like he just doesn't know what to do. He's just so unwanted and lonely, just very alone. And it's like the company of other men doesn't fully satisfy him because they need love, which is what women have. They're not connected to love. That's what it feels like. And so they source that for women. So when women remove it, they're living in like a loveless world. It feels really gray, feels really sad, just
And,
dark.
and so, if this is for tough love, how do they apply that? How do they learn and become better? What do they do?
It's like through that pain, they choose to rise. But it feels like they need a woman to remind them because the women have rejected them so much.
And how do the women feel by that point? What do they feel?
They kind of feel, they feel some sympathy for the men. Not a lot of them are just not interested, but the ones who are, they could put themselves, they could actually see man as like another human who does need help. And they're willing to help them, but it feels like they're reluctant about it because they just don't have high expectations for them.
And what are their expectations?
To be kind to them, to make their make their life better, enhance their life. But they just kind of see just someone, it's, I'm seeing like a soil, like they're just kind of as if like the woman has a garden, has like a, I don't know, like a beautiful place, and then the man just kind of drags mud in to the house. And it kind of feels like they just see them as like a child.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of the men, they, yeah, it's sad.
And what is important for us to know about this? And is there any way to prepare? What should we know about this?
I'm hearing they need help.
And how can we, especially as women, how can we help them? Or in which ways do they need the help?
I'm hearing support, and I'm seeing them being lifted up like someone lifts up a trophy,
So
like
like
showing them that they're valuable, because that can, it can minimize the wounding. It's not that they all need to be wounded. It's happening on a collective level, but the more that we could help, the lighter the load is.
in a way it's also like them wanting with the trophy, like being appreciated and prized.
Yeah, because they don't feel that at all. They feel like such a shadow. They feel like such a burden. So if women actually show them like I really appreciate you, it makes them feel like they want to do more. Like that appreciation and showing them that they're of value, it does make them want to do more because they love that feeling. Like they feel so, that makes them feel so proud of themselves,
Very good.
and it empowers them. So it puts them in a position where if they wanted to help other men, they would be the ones who could empower other, because it's empowered men who help empower other men. And that's what we need, but to empower the right ones.
Very good. Now, is there any other information or anything else that is standing out to you, or any other impressions you are receiving in this moment that can help us understand the nature of what is going on in today's world with men and women?
I just see like the women, it's like there's a scale, and there's men, and women are higher up on the scale. Like there's an imbalance where the women are rising, but that's meant to happen. It's not a bad thing because there needs to be that. imbalance for the men to recognize that they need to rise. Like they need to be disempowered to then become empowered. Because this time when they rise, it'll be from the heart.
As they connect with their heart. That is beautiful. Thank you
So
so much.
it's really like, it feels like that's why there's not a lot of as many relationships that are happening now. Like more people are single, like the relationships that it feels like the chosen ones, like they're just meant right now for divine unions. So that's why there is a lot of like singleness in the world because there's a whole restructuring of relationships.
And how does someone know if that is the path that aligns with them? What are the signs that they would notice?
They're being pulled away from partners that are not there, like divine union. There's a lot of separations that are happening right now, divorces. It's just so like the relationships that are not like divine union feels like I'm just seeing like ripped, like they're just being pulled in two opposite directions. And it's like, it's just the cosmic forces are not in their favor. So it feels like those relationships that aren't meant to last are just, they're really getting like stretched or just trying to get yanked away. See, a lot of relationships are being stretched though.
And what does that mean by being stretched?
Like they're being pulled apart, but some of them, it almost feels like they will come back together and be stronger because not all that are being pulled at are going to be separated. But there's a lot that will. It just feels that. It's kind of like the divines, like almost like plucking things. It's like this one, this one. We're so in, I see how humans are just so in alignment with the mission, like the mission on planet Earth, the shift like with humanity, what's happening, like because people are just living their normal everyday little lives, but they're still aligned with the greater mission and they can't see it. They think that it's their little life that's being affected, but it's there's so much divinity in life, like so many of the things that happen in life even right now, there feels like there's a lot of single mothers who are not, who don't have any connection to the father of their child. And those are meant to be. Those are part of this shift.
So, on a higher perspective, essentially, they are fulfilling their souls, they're carrying out their own mission, and perhaps it's part of their own soul contract.
Yeah. And it's in alignment with what's happening on the planet. And for the couples that are being stretched, it's like they need to be stronger. So those ones, it's like they're really being tested right now because it's like the couples who are going to, I don't know if I would say enter into the 5D, but basically it's going to be like the relationship goal. Like you're going to have your other half, essentially, your person, and just very strong, very healthy relationships. Like that's the future of relationships. So people are getting in alignment with that, but we're seeing the falling of the old structures right now.
And so some relationships are being tested for strengthening, and some are just completely being separated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, it feels like relationships are just going through hell right now. Feels like it's happening with, like, feels like it's happening with a lot
Mm-hmm.
because it's being worked through right
Now, can you tell us more the nature of relationships and intimacy?
now. Feels like there's an absence of it because I am seeing from a man's point of view more. I see there's a man and he has a woman over at his house and she just seems very just unimpressed. And I see her with her hand up, like walking out the door, like as if she's throwing her hand up, like, okay, whatever. And it feels like he wanted to sleep with her and she's just not interested. She's not interested in intimacy because she doesn't have like deep connection with him. So that's like not even tempting to her at all. But he like he doesn't really understand. He just feels like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I don't get why these women don't like me. And it kind of makes him feel hopeless. Like, hookup culture is dying.
Okay.
That's not, people are opting out of sex. Well, the women are. And the men are, that really takes a toll on men.
Okay.
It really affects men when they haven't been, can't think of a different word. So I'm just kind of getting, they haven't been laid in a while. It really affects their self-esteem. And so that's what kind of makes them feel just so unwanted. So it feels like there's going to be a disconnect in human intimacy for a period of time.
Okay, so you get a sense that the women are going to opt out from like one night stands or hookup culture in general because they're going to want things of more value and substance, and this is going to cause a dissatisfaction and a decline in intimacy in general.
Yeah, they're not interested in casual because the women are rising into their divinity, being connected to their hearts. Their casual intimacy doesn't do it for them anymore. They don't have an interest in it. But the men are not in their divinity, so there's a disconnect between them, so they don't connect on an intimate level. Feels like the men are really behind, like they don't even understand why.
Very good. And so then, through all of this, then sparks an awakening for the male or for the masculine energies for them to improve and expand and open their own heart chakras and feel more.
Yes.
Okay, good. And so, do you get a sense then what happens to the communities at the beginning? You were shown a community, a gated community with just women.
Feels like that was more symbolic, but like men and women, they just don't really interact with each other. Like they live amongst each other. I see a subdivision with houses, and there's a man in one house, there's a woman in another house. The man looks at her. The man's like trying to get her attention. You know, he's just kind of watching, not in a creepy way, but he just is like looking, hoping that she looks back. She has no interest in looking at all. Like women don't even want to interact with men.